Dhanwati sir, referee Dr. R.S. Devra sir, Government College Khargaon, and all members of the panel and dear friends. I am Rajendra Motghare, and I feel privileged to present my doctoral research Viva on the topic of exploring relevance of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's theory of economic democracy to the socio-economic development of denotified tribes and nomadic tribes in India, with special reference to Maharashtra. The core motivation behind selecting these topics stem
राजेंद्र
from the
राजेंद्र
critical
एक मिनट
concerns.
राजेंद्र एक
First,
मिनट एक मिनट आप जो है अपने जो थीसिस का मेथोडोलॉजी ऑब्जेक्टिव और कुछ ब्रीफ और उसके बाद में आपकी जो फाइंडिंग्स एंड लास्ट में सजेशन ये
यस
10 to 15 मिनट में कर दें आप।
यस सर
Okay, sir.
बराबर है, वैसे ही करना पड़ेगा।
okay, sir.
मेन चीज बाकी तो बहुत सारा है, लेकिन जो मैंने बताया है ये 5 चीजें
Yeah,
आप-
sir.
जी जी बात
My
Sir, 10-15
study has
minutes तक
divided in 7 topics. The origin of the problem, why I did my research on this topic, because the J.H. Hutton, the Census Commissioner of 1931, identified primitive tribes based on tastes of isolation and their own laws and culture. Hutton says nomadic tribes whose condition is doubtful and he properly describes as primitive, it is perhaps the result of degeneration rather than failure to rise. It did not incorporate the DT&T communities in the list of primitive tribes or hill tribes and forest tribes, and therefore Hutton remarked they were neither primitive tribes nor hill or forest tribes. He puts them as doubtful communities based on a majority of them as not tribes, and therefore I selected this topic.
सर ऑब्जेक्टिव सांगा।
Yes, sir. Though each research study has its own specific purpose, as a researcher, I have mentioned the specific objective. The first objective of my research is to study the relevance of Dr. Ambedkar's theory of economic democracy to the socio-economic development of denotified tribes and nomadic tribes. The second objective is to study the socio-economic problems and their progress in global economy. The third is to study the constitutional rights and provisions made for the socio-economic betterment of DT&T. The fourth objective is to study the special policies of state for DT&T's tribal women empowerment with dignity. To know the impact of policies, programs, and various schemes implemented by the state for the welfare of DT&T. And last objective, my research is to suggest measures and remedies for the all-round development of DT&T.
सर हाइपोथेसिस
I have framed 3 hypotheses. The first hypothesis is Dr. Ambedkar's theory of economic democracy becomes more significant to socio-economic development of the country. That means the H1 I have frames, there is no significant association between socio-economic characteristics and the policies of economic democracy to the welfare of denotified and nomadic tribes. The second hypothesis is the large number of DT&T's population is still homeless, landless, educationless, employmentless, and skillless. That means that there is no significant association between socio-economic characteristics and availed government welfare policies by the DT&T. And third hypothesis is there are adequate provision and rights incorporated in the Indian Constitution for the betterment of all. That means the S3, there is no significant association between socio-economic characteristics and awareness of directive principle of the state policy by the DT&T.
सर which methodology you use? Explain.
Yes. For this research, sir, the researchers adopted a qualitative method with an exploratory research design. The purpose of the qualitative research was to find out what is in people's mind. Therefore, I have selected the qualitative method research methodology, sir. For this study, the study adopted the random sampling methods in selecting districts, taluka, village, and communities. There were total 53 communities, including 14 caste of denotified tribes and 39 of nomadic tribes across in Maharashtra. Of these, 12 communities were selected from different villages in different talukas and districts. In order to study the facts and problem of denotified nomadic tribes in Maharashtra, stratified random sampling method also was used. This is the chart. For this study, the data research design consists of three parts. The first part was identification and the list preparation of the DT&T communities across Maharashtra state. The second part was the field survey, and the third part was preparation of the survey report. The first chapter, our second chapter is the review
Sir,
of
what is findings?
findings, sir.
रिव्यू लिटरेचर बताइए थोड़ा बता दीजिए रिव्यू लिटरेचर.
Okay, sir. The chapter second is a review of literature, where the researcher discuss on variable relevant literature of related topic. Majority of the above research and study under review have expressed deep concern for denotified and nomadic tribes. Along with all researchers, academicians, ethnographers, committees, and different commission of the government have examined the life issues, problems, living condition, human rights, and welfare state of DTNTs in Maharashtra state. The researcher has referred 87 references for chapter 2, and a total of 581 books, journal, and reports have been referred for the study. The study tried to know the impact of constitutional policy, social and cultural background of the Maharashtra state on the lifestyle of the community. The third chapter is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's theory of economic democracy and its relevance to the socio-economic development.
ठीक आहे सर, पुढचा काय पुढचा फाइंडिंग्स काय झाले फाइंडिंग्स.
The sixth chapter, survey result analysis and interpretations. In this chapter, this is the I have proved the hypothesis.
Okay.
It was found that variables like marital status, education, occupations, income, migration, fixed place, criminalization, health, and employment were significant associated with the policy of economic democracy. All these were significant at 5% level, and their p-value was less than 0.05. Therefore, the null hypothesis is rejected and alternative hypothesis is accepted. A policy of economic democracy under the study was statistically tested by the non-parametric state Square test with socio-economic democratic characters. And to prove the second hypothesis, in this situation, the alternative hypotheses are accepted and the null hypothesis is rejected. Therefore, it can be said that there is a connection between various DT&T communities and the use of government support programs for the nomadic and de-nomadic population. The third hypothesis I have proved, there is a significant association between directive principle of the state policy and socio-economic demographic characters. The last chapter is my thesis is the conclusion, recommendation, and scope of further research. In conclusion, the first conclusion is the socio-economic status of the DT&T communities is very low. Second is that they are homeless, educationless, landless, jobless, skillless. The third conclusion is, additionally, they are facing the discriminated and social stigma of criminality due to the caste-based social systems. Fourth is, at present, they are deprived from constitutional and human rights, welfare policies, and programs as enshrined in the Constitution of India. The fifth conclusion is, they are citizens who have not yet been awarded the rights of citizens. Sixth is, therefore, the central and state government should consider the fact of the problem and to frame special policies programs for their betterment life. I have recommended some recommendation in my thesis. The first recommendation is, state must be developed all amenities like housing, water, roads, communication, electricity, environment, ownership of land, adequate participation in law-making process, protection of social order for the welfare, political representation, right to work, and public assistance, participation in cooperative societies for socio-economic development. The second recommendation is improve education and health condition, nutritional status, and standard of living for socio-economic equality. The third recommendation is make better agriculture, animal husbandry, environment, forest, and wildlife policy for their socio-economic welfare. Instead of the policies of economic democracy, the following planning and implementation are also recommended by the researcher. The fourth is they should be guaranteed of every right incorporated and ensured by the Constitution of India in Part 3, Article 15.4, 15.5, 16.4, 16.5, Part 9, Article 24.3d, Part 10, Article 240, 244a, Part 12, Article 275, Part 16, Article 330, 332, 335, 338a, and 339. The fifth recommendation is they must be declared as SC or ST and incorporated them in the SC/ST list under Article 341 and 342 of the Constitution of India. And the last is the government must strive the DT&T will become owner of factors of production and distribution. After my research, there is some scope for the further research. There is a scope for future research in this study. The present study has touched upon the exploring relevance of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's theory of economic democracy, which can be pioneering and explorative study in future in the following unexplored field related to sustainable development and constitutional settlement of denotified and nomadic tribes. The researchers can do research significance of civil, political, and cultural rights of the DT&T for abolition of caste discrimination. Thank you very much, sir.
ओके थैंक यू. हाँ सर, देवड़ा सर.
सर,
हाँ,
मैं ये पूछना चाह रहा हूँ कि यू आर सेटिस्फाइड फॉर सोशियो इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट ऑफ
What, sir?
DTS and NTS. You are personally satisfied for socio-economic development, DTS and NTS.
DT&T and DT&T.
Yes.
Now I am not satisfied, but if the government implemented directive principle of the state policy, which is, we can say that it is democracy, economic democracy, then the socio-economic welfare of the DT&T will be fulfilled, sir.
ओके.
बहुत सारी बात है. और कोई वहाँ जो है, और कोई पूछना चाहे?
नहीं, कोई नहीं पूछेंगे. वो गावंडे सर क्या विचारता है?
ठीक है. तो कांग्रेचुलेशन डॉक्टर राजेंद्र मोटगड़े.
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
ये सर मैं धनवाते सर.
जी सर, जी सर.
फॉर्म नंबर 32 उसके साथ इंक्लोज नहीं है.
जी सर.
मेल आया उसमें.
जी सर.
जो फॉर्म नंबर 32 नहीं है, मेल आया उसमें लेटर है केवल.
सर वो आपको प्लीज अभी आपको रिकमेंडेशन देना है. तो आपका वो तो मैं आपका अनुमति होंगी तो मैं यहाँ से करवा लूंगा वो.
हाँ, वो करवाना. तो फिर ये अभी के अभी देना है क्या?
अभी देना, अभी करवा लेते हैं ना.
हाँ, तो वो फॉर्म 32 तो हो ना.
ये बंद होने के बाद, अपना जूम मीटिंग बंद होने के बाद अपन करवा लेते हो.
ठीक है, ठीक है.
ठीक है सर. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. यू आर गिविंग वैल्यूएबल टाइम टू माय स्टूडेंट.
समझते हैं अपन कि जो 3-4 साल की पीएचडी का वर्क करने के साथ साथ ये रहता है कि जल्दी से जल्दी हो कैंडिडेट.
हाँ जी सर, जी हाँ, बराबर है.
सुपरवाइजर को भी ऐसा लगता है कि जल्दी से जल्दी काम हो जाए. ये चीजें अपन समझते हैं, तो ये टाइम भी करना चाहिए. सभी सुपरवाइजर को, सभी गाइड को, सभी वैल्यूअर्स को ये काम करना चाहिए टाइम में. ठीक है. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
ठीक है सर. थैंक यू वेरी मच सर. थैंक यू.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can I speak 2 lines for you, sir?
Yes, speak.
Okay, thank you, sir. First and foremost, I extend my deepest gratitude to my supervisor and Dr. Sanjay Dhanwate, sir, for their unwavering guidance and support and constant encouragement throughout my research journey. As well as I am profoundly thankful to the esteemed examiner, Dr. R.S. Devra, sir, for taking the time to for taking the time to evaluate my work meticulously. Sir, your valuable insight, questions, and constructive suggestions have enriched my thesis. It was an honor to discuss my research with you. And also, I express my gratitude to the NKSM College and RT Nagpur University for providing me the opportunities and resources to pursue my doctoral studies. As well as finally, I thank everyone present here today, either physically and virtually. Thank you all once again. Thank you very much, sir.
थैंक यू सर, देवड़ा सर, थैंक यू, नमस्ते, बात मिलते हैं सर.